What's up, barbecue fans? My name is Jake, and today we're talking all about the Komodo Kamado. I'm answering 10 of the most common questions I was able to find in my research that you guys are asking when it comes to a Komodo Kamado. Number one, what is the difference between a Komodo Kamado and some of the other competition, most notably probably like a Big Green Egg or a Komodo Joe? Those are the two best known. There's Primo. There are a bunch of competitors in the market. But you know, what's really the difference? There are a bunch. I'll cover or highlight several here just to keep the video short. But first and foremost is just mass, right? This guy weighs 950 pounds. Now this is the 32. The 23 Ultimate, which is smaller, it weighs 588 pounds, all right? The Komodo Joe Series 3, Big Joe, it weighs about 470 pounds. So even the 23-inch Ultimate in the Komodo Kamado's got over 100 pounds more than a Komodo Joe. But why is this important? Well, the way that a Komodo cooker cooks is this whole unit collects heat energy. And when we're cooking, we're getting all this 360-degree cooking because all that heat energy is firing back into our meat. So we cook a little quicker. We also are able to cook all the way around, and there's not a lot of moving air, so we keep a lot of moisture in there. Especially on the Komodo Kamado. These guys are so tight. The way that they're sealed, there's a gasket across here, and when you add in some air to adjust your temperatures, a little tweak, you can actually do degrees on it. And because of the way it's designed, it holds temperatures for a very, very long time. You know, when you get used to a Komodo Joe is the one I've got the most experience with. I had one for 3 years before I bought this guy, and when you get good with a Komodo Joe, you can lock in your temperatures pretty darn well. This guy, when you lock your temperatures in, they're locked. You rarely ever have to adjust again. And the reason for that is because the firebox is sealed. When you put your lump in there and you use the basket splitter, all the air has to go through that lump. So in traditional style, the air can actually go around the lump and kind of through the lump. So as that lump kind of falls around, you get different results there. This guy is locked in very, very well. You rarely have to adjust it. Once you've finally locked it in and you've got exactly where you want, you really won't touch it again. Another big difference here is just quality of components, right? These are handmade, lots of stainless steel. All the grates are stainless steel. I've got my pizza stone in here last night, but all these grates here, there are 3 levels. They're all stainless steel. Last time I cooked some pizza for some guests, and I'll tell you what, doesn't matter what kind of Komodo you have, pizza is amazing on them. So I always like to tell people that. But you know, you've got stainless steel all the way through. These tiles have a special grout on them, and they actually expand. This is made of refractory cement. So what happens is it has what looks to be some cracks in it. It actually expands and contracts with the heat, and the special grout allows that to happen. The other thing you're going to have is really just the levels or the amount of cooking area, right? Because these guys, you put a grate here, put a grate here. You saw that I've got the expansion grate on there. You've got a little bit more cooking room in there than some of the other competition. And then probably one of the other big notable ones, and I'm going to miss some, but rotisserie. When you use the Big Green Egg or the Komodo Joe, you put this thing in here and then you close it like that, and it seals on the top of it, but it's not nearly as well designed as this. This guy actually stays closed. There's a hole in either side, and one side has got a little mechanism that's stainless steel where the motor goes into, and it's completely sealed so you can control your temperatures exactly like you're cooking anything else. So that's a nice thing. But that kind of gives you some of the differences there. Really, when you're looking at one, we've got a mass-produced one and we've got a luxury Kamado grill. This is the tiles. You can do pebbles. They're round tiles that are all different sizes, and there's a whole bunch of different colors that you can choose from. You can get a traditional matte black and then all the way to coppers and blues and things like that. So you've got a lot of options as far as colors. Question number 2, how long does it take a Komodo Kamado to heat up? Now, one of the things that people get worried about, especially when you look at the 32, is that it's a lot of area, and are we going to use more lump, and how long is it going to take to heat up? If you're just doing traditional grilling, it's no different than any other grill. You're looking 10-15 minutes. You might want to get one of these guys. Here's my grill gun. You guys have seen me use this a ton. I've got a 10% discount code below, but it'll take 1 pound propane tanks or 20 pound with the adapter hose. You're gonna wanna have something like this, because when you light this guy up, this just makes it so much quicker. But once you have one of these, if you have a fire pit outside, you'll use it. I use it in my wood-fired oven and my offset. Lots of uses for it, and it just makes starting one up so much easier. If you're gonna do like a smoke session and you wanna be 225, 250, you're gonna be about 30 to 40 minutes. And the reason why sounds a little weird, right? One's really quick, one's a little longer. The way to make these work the best is to make sure that they're really heat soaked. So the material's very, very thick. I'll bring you in close and you can have a look at it. Here's our wall. This guy takes a little bit of time to warm up and get heat soaked properly. So give yourself 30 or 40 minutes. Third question is, how do you adjust temperature on a Komodo Kamado? All Komodos work really the same. It's all about airflow. More air, hotter. But what we do here is we've got a vent here. So on the 32, we've got this half circle here, and then I've got a whole bunch of circles all the way down to a pin and a large one. And if we want, we can pull that guy out and get all kinds of air in there. You don't really use that very often, maybe for pizzas or something like that. But you know, I was running at 500 last night making 2 pizzas, and this is how I ran. Now the other piece of this is you got to open up this top vent, right? So the easiest way to control one is to use maybe the large hole here. Forget about the other side if you're under 250, 275, and just adjust with your top vent. So as you get this, like when you're heating it up, you can have it open. And then we close down our vent as we get close, right? There's closed. Now, just to give you an idea, when you're adjusting this guy, 1/8 of a turn goes a long way. Airflow is very easy to control in this guy, so you want to just do very small. And let's say you're doing something like a pizza, you might be open the big hole, half of the other hole, and maybe 3 turns up here, and you're good. You can get that 500, no problem. Question number 4, what type of fuel do you use in a Komodo Kamado? Now, this applies to all Komodos, but really you want to use lump, but you want to use high quality lump, and there's a big reason for that. Low quality lump is not nearly as dense, so it doesn't burn as long, and you'll have temperature fluctuations, especially when you're trying to get to those higher cooks like searing and pizzas, and it won't last very long. You burn through it really quickly. A high quality lump lasts a lot longer, and the reason why we use lump over briquettes is a higher temperature, it'll last a heck of a lot longer, and there's a lot less ash. Question number 5, what benefits are there to using a Komodo Kamado? Again, applies to any Kamado, but versatility. If there's one thing to know about a Kamado style grill is they are versatile. We can cold smoke, we can bake, we can grill, we can do high temperature sears, we can do pizzas, rotisserie. You can do pretty much everything. If there's one cooker out there that can, you know, you could only have one and it does everything you want to be able to do, a Kamado style grill is it. Next question is, how do you clean and maintain a Komodo Kamado? Well, you might notice it's a little dirty. I did that on purpose because I'm going to show you in real time how easy it is to clean up. ZEP 505 is at the bottom of every single video that I have out there. I always have in the comment sections, but a little bit of this, just like so, cloth on here, and like look. Coming off just like that. Now the top, it's been a while since I cleaned this, so it'll take a little bit more elbow grease than that. We're sitting in the sun, so it's evaporating a little quick. And just like that, you got yourself a clean Komodo Kamado. As you can see, they're super easy to clean. A little degreaser will take it and bring it up like new. This guy's 5 or 6 years old. It sits outside all year round. I do cover it, but there's really nothing to do on the outside. All these towels, as long as you maintain, you know, there's some maintenance to do with them, but take care, make sure your grout's in good shape. They give you an extra tube of it. You can apply it when it's warm. You just use your finger, go across it, come out the next day, use a sponge, and just wipe it off with water and it looks perfect. But other than that, there's nothing to do on the outside. Inside is just like anything else, right? In the bottom, we've got our fire box. We get some ash buildup. We get out a vacuum and we vacuum out the ash and we're done. Now, the nice thing about this guy is that the firebox will lift right out so you can get direct access, or you can pull out these vents on the bottom and go in that way. It's definitely easier from the top, but you can get this thing looking like brand new again in about 20 minutes. So another question, and I kind of covered this already, but people ask, you know, can you smoke on it? Can you bake on it? Can you grill on it? Like, is it just a grill? What is it? Again, you can do anything on here that you like. This pizza stone raises up in the dome, and you can do pizzas, calzones, strombolis, whatever you want in that higher temperature, but you can make some bread as well. You can use it as a direct grill, no problem, and of course you can smoke. All you do to smoke is you fill it up the same way you would normally, but you put some wood on the bottom, maybe a piece of wood on top of your lump, and then that smoking wood will add the smoke to it. You can get different types of flavor. Oak, hickory are probably the most common ones, a little bit cherries, a little sweeter in there, but add some wood and away you go. Now it's a smoker. Another common question is, how does it work in the rain or the cold weather? Talked a little bit about this, but one of the things that's great about this design of the dome is it doesn't matter how much I have it open, no rain's gonna get inside, right? It's actually wider than the inlet here, but it's adding a gap there, and that's allowing your air in. So no water will ever get inside this. The other thing I'll tell you is that this thing does not gum up at all. So you never have to take it apart and clean the threads or anything like that. I have never taken the top off since I bought this thing, and it still moves just as easy as it would normally. You don't have to clean that, you just want to clean the outside a little bit. But in the rain, no problem there whatsoever. As far as the cold, it doesn't care about the temperature outside whatsoever. You know, the one thing I'll tell you is if you're doing some hotter cooks on this in the winter months, you want to bring it up the temperature just a little slower. You want to give a little time to allow the grout to get heat soaked so it can expand properly. If you supercharge it and heat it too quick in the summer, what will happen is the grout can crack. And it's a super easy fix. All you do is you bring it up to temperature and you put a little bit more in there. And then again, the next day, take just some cold water and a sponge, and you literally just wipe it off, just like you would like tile and grout on the floor or whatever. And it looks perfect. You won't even be able to see it, but that'll only happen if you like crank it up too hot in the winter months. But give yourself, just take twice as long, right? Especially if it's like, you know, you're like me and you cook when it's 32 outside. I don't care what temperature it is. I want some grilling, I come out and do it. But as far as once it's going and everything, you're not going to notice a difference. Vent settings will be very similar. It's all about how much air is moving through the lump, and away you go. Another very common question is, how long will a Komodo Kamado last? Well, there are ones out there that have been around for 20 years and they're still as good as new. You know, one of the reasons that this thing is so amazing is because it's 3 or 4 stainless steel all over the place. We've got refractory cement. I mean, cement doesn't break down very quickly at all. And you know, you've got all the grates inside are stainless steel. The basket is stainless steel. I want to say out of the 950 pounds that this thing weighs, 125 pounds of it is stainless steel, right? Like there's no corners cut. Even up here, I didn't clean this, but that's stainless steel. The hinge around the back is stainless steel. Where it attaches is stainless steel. These plates are stainless. It's got some stainless around the legs for it. And even for me, I got the stainless steel inserts on my tables. You can get them just teak. I wanted some stainless steel just to make it easier to maintain. But as long as you do proper maintenance on this and take care of it, we're talking decades. You'll hand this down to your kids. There's no moving parts. There's nothing to go wrong with them. You just got to take care of the tiles on the outside and away you go. The last and final question, it's a common question, and the question is it worth the money? And I can say without even thinking twice, absolutely. Here's why. First and foremost, we talked about how long it lasts. They're built like a tank. This is a one-time investment for anyone who buys one. I don't care how old you are. You could be 20, you could be 30, you could be 50, whatever. It doesn't really matter. You're gonna buy this and you're not gonna replace it. So right there, it's got some value in it. You don't have to worry about cracking like some of the other products out there. Number two, I talked a little bit about how easy it is to lock in temperatures. And that is a struggle on other designs. It's not super bad once you get used to it, but it can be a challenge. And I've spent a lot of time with the Komodo Joe, got it dialed in pretty good, but this I could lock in for 12, 14, 16 hours and not think twice about it. The Komodo Joe, I'm gonna go check. It does change a little bit. I don't have any experience with the big green egg, so I'm not picking on Komodo Joe, but when I had one versus this, I was amazed at how easy it was to lock in temperature. The other thing, because it's so tight and it doesn't allow outside air in it, just a little bit, like if I'm off 5 degrees, I can dial that in 5 degrees very, very easily. The other thing I'll say about it is that, you know, I like the way the rotisserie works. I like the way that everything's inside. Our pizza stone is up in the dome. I don't need another accessory for it. It's there. We have a ton of room, right? Because of 3 levels of cooking, you can cook for a lot of people. I don't know how many butts you could get in this thing. I would probably say you might be able to get 12 or 14 pork butts in this thing, in the 32. It might even be higher. I've never tried it. Maybe that'll be another video. But you can jam pack it because you've got a whole 3rd layer here, then you've got a layer, and then you've got the top layer. The other thing I like that they did, and I'll show you this real quick, is up front here, there's this little, the grate opens up. So if I want to add more lump, if I ran out, if I want to add more smoking wood, I can throw it in there, not have to do any tricks or anything like that. Everything about the Komodo Kamado is just well thought out. It's overbuilt, it lasts a lifetime, it's made of super high quality materials, and the food on it is amazing. And this is one thing that a lot of people won't believe until you try one, but when I switched from my Komodo Joe to and I had a Big Joe Series 2, to this guy, I did a whole chicken, was one of my first cooks. And like whole chicken on a Komodo cooker is amazing to begin with, but because there's so little air movement in this guy, it was even juicier. I mean, it's just everything about it. When I do a pulled pork on it, super juicy. It retains moisture that much better. And that's just the icing on the cake over everything else you get as far as quality. So in my opinion, absolutely worth it. So if you're in the market for Komodo Kamado, hopefully these will answer some of your questions. I have a whole one-on-one playlist with some older videos. I'll link it up here. And if you've ever got any questions, just hit me up in the comment section and I'll be happy to help you out.